My name is Deaconess Robie Hillhouse, and I serve on the Southeastern District Disaster Response Task Force. Welcome to Module 4 of the Southeastern District Disaster Planning and Preparedness Module Series. Each day we hear stories about disasters occurring throughout the world, and as Christian congregations we can respond in many ways. However, we cannot wait for a disaster to happen. We need to take action now. Consider the ways you and your congregation can help prevent, prepare, respond, and recover from a disaster. Plan now to serve as God's loving presence as we reflect on His promise in Matthew, "I am with you always." In Module 4, we will learn how to develop a survey of gifts, abilities, and resources known as a responsibility survey. The responsibility survey helps a congregation know how they are able to respond to a disaster. The survey helps answer the questions, what are we able to do, and how can we help ourselves and others in a time of disaster? There are many ways individuals can provide assistance to people whose lives have been affected by a disaster. Everybody's ability, no matter how small, makes a difference when it comes to assisting those in need. There are ways to help beyond the traditional things that come to mind. There are needs in many areas. For example, if a tree fell on someone's home, would someone in your congregation be able to provide shower and laundry facilities for that family? Could they shelter someone's pet for a few days? The responsibility survey gives people an opportunity to provide showers, meals, laundry facilities, beds, or shelter for pets. And don't forget about the other household items you might have to share with someone who has lost everything. Items such as freezer space, charcoal or gas grills, kerosene heaters, or maybe a spare generator. For example, perhaps a tree fell on someone's car. Would you be able to drive them to a doctor's appointment? Maybe deliver groceries to them? Knowing who has four-wheel drive vehicles, trucks, trailers, and vehicles for transport to and from work, shopping, and/or delivering groceries, meals, or prescriptions, this is an important resource when responding to disaster. Now, there are some who really enjoy talking to others by phone. Would you be willing to contact members of your congregation to determine their needs following a disaster? Would you be willing to maintain contact and support? Such a service would be a tremendous help to those who need assistance and to those who are ready to provide assistance. Focus on the phone tree portion of the survey if this is an ability you would be willing to offer. Can your church building serve as an emergency center for the community? If so, then following a disaster there will be a need for people willing to answer phones, contact emergency services, and to help assess immediate needs of church members and the community at large. Staffing an emergency center at the church might be a way for you to respond. If the disaster is severe enough to warrant longer-term response and rebuilding efforts, consider whether you would be willing and able to provide support for out-of-town volunteers. Remember, everyone's ability, both large and small, is significant and makes a difference when responding to people in need. Because the items listed on the survey are things that can change frequently, it is strongly recommended that the survey be redone 3 times a year in order to keep it up to date. While we hope you will never need this information, we know we must be prepared to help members of our congregation and our community. What a witness of God's mercy and care we can be. Once you have completed Module 4, you will be on your way to being able to respond to a disaster, and you are encouraged to complete the other 5 modules. As God's baptized people, you are Christ in action and can serve as the presence of God by bringing the gift of hope and healing to those who may be suffering. May God bless you in this important ministry of mercy.